I just sat there looking at the screen thinking, where has my money gone? I had a bunch of disposable income and I thought, where can I park this? I want to get the best return on my investment. So I was speaking to a friend who had made millions in crypto and he said, man, you've got to check this new crypto out. It's definitely going up in the next few weeks, months / years. Got to try it out. Invest your money in, you'll be sorted. So I put my money in there and you know what? A few weeks later it was going up and I was thinking, dollar bills, and then it went down. And I was quite sad for a bit, but there is a happy ending here. Not like the ones in Thailand, but a happy ending. Enters the protagonist, Alex Hormozi. If you don't know who he is, you've been living under a rock. I'll let him introduce himself.
And if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex Hormozi. I own acquisition.com. It's a portfolio of companies over $100 million.
After consuming hours and hours of his work via podcasts, books, and YouTube, I want to share his fundamental strategy for making millions. Now, with that being said, you probably won't implement this because it takes a lot of time and energy investment, and the results only come after a long time of actually implementing the strategy. However, if you take away from this video what I want to share with you, it could be very influential. Now, had I used the strategy before, I wouldn't be a millionaire, but I would definitely be further along the journey. So what was this great mistake that I made? They say that the cost of your mistakes is the price you pay to learn. And it was only after making this mistake and then watching this content again and again did that actually sink to a deeper level. The difference between knowing something theoretically and understanding it on a deeper level where it actually is integrated into your belief system is a big jump. And normally that comes through experiential learning, which is what happened to me. So what is the big mistake here? I basically gambled it, putting my money into something that I thought was going to go up in the long run, but it actually didn't. And this video is applicable because I think you may be making the same mistake by putting your money into things that aren't actually going to give you the best return on your investments. So why is this bad? Let's go over the two things that I think are most prevalent when it comes to people putting their money into things that aren't actually going to give them the return that they want. The first is the stock market, just because it's super slow, and I don't know what the calculation is, but I know that if you put money in the stock market, $100 a week or $100 a month, you may be a millionaire in 20 or 30 years, but who wants to do that? There's a quote that I love by Jack Butcher where he says, you get rich by taking large amounts of risk with small amounts of money, and you stay rich by taking small amounts of risk with large amounts of money. Don't know who he is, Jack Butcher, probably a cool guy though. And the second mistake that I made, and the reason that that was bad, was because it was investing, well, actually not investing, it was basically just gambling in a high risk investment, hoping that it would go up in the future. The reason this is bad is because it's not a good mindset to have. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The second reason is because this isn't actually a durable mindset to have, right? If the market goes up and you make a load of money on basically a bet that you took, you haven't developed as a person, you haven't become more valuable, you haven't become more versatile. So after the bull run or after that investment goes up, you're still exactly the same person as you were before. You haven't changed, you haven't become more valuable to the market. And the third reason why this is bad is because even if you do get lucky with that investment and it goes up, the chances of that investment being able to maintain a high quality of living for the rest of your life are not very high. In fact, I don't know what the numbers are, probably pretty low. And then what? You have to try and get lucky again, and the chances of that happening are even lower. So what is the solution? The reason I made this video, and it's so simple, but it takes time to learn, and often we have to learn it through experiences, which are costly and painful. Invest in yourself because it will give you the best return on your investment when it comes to time, energy, and your finances. Learn skills by paying for experiences rather than waiting for the stock market to go up in 10 or 20 years, or waiting for that lucky break in the investment that you've made, because skills are durable and they also stack on each other. So they become more valuable, you become more valuable the more skills you hold throughout your life. So what are these skills? A few that come to mind. The first is sales. Why? Sales is everything. Sales is dating, sales is business, sales is building connections, it's everything, and it teaches you a lot about human nature. It teaches you a lot about human persuasion and the way we work in general. And trust me, if you've ever looked for a salesperson in your business, it's virtually impossible to find, because hardly anyone can do sales well. So if you can do sales well, you'll become so valuable to the market. Second thing, marketing. Why? Because it's client acquisition. It's the beginning of any business. Third thing, communication. Again, so valuable. It's everything. It's the way we communicate with other people. And when was the last time you actually met someone that had such good communication skills that they made an impact on you based on their ability to listen, connect with you, and empathize on a deeper level? Hardly ever happens. Copywriting, again, a skill that hardly anyone possesses, just selling in words. And leadership, again, a very rare skill. How often have you been in a business where someone who leads the business is actually doing a really good job and makes you feel like you're making an impact? Hardly ever happens. So how do we get these skills? Quite simply, by doing them. So what's the best way to do this? Pay someone to teach you while you are practicing that skill. And the reason I say pay is because expensive skills or learning a good skill from someone that's actually worthy of learning from, the reason I say pay is because any skill learning from anyone worth learning from, you're gonna have to pay them, right? It also holds you accountable over the long run, because if there's no investment from you, then there's less chance that you're gonna carry through with that. So for example, if you pay 5 or 10K for a course, and that's a sufficient amount of money for you, well, that's a little bit of a dent in your bank account, you're gonna be much more invested in the process. So you're actually doing yourself a favor in the long run, because you're gonna wanna learn that process and because you're gonna wanna get a return from that investment. A favorite quote that I love by Jim Rohn is that you can get more money, but you can't get more time. So what is the summary to all of this? Pay for skills so that you can become more valuable to the market, and also because no one can take those away, and you become more valuable as a person throughout your life, rather than investing in the stock market and waiting years and years and years for it to be worth anything, or betting on horses and just hoping that they win. However, with that being said, most people won't do this. Firstly, because it's boring, and secondly, because you don't see the results instantly. It takes a long time to actually see the results, the return that you're putting in with your time and energy to learn these skills. And finally, I want to dedicate this video to Alex Hormozi. The reason being is because, or two reasons actually. The first is because he does business well. And let me ask you this: when was the last time you were blown away by a service or a product? Namely, the quality of that service or the functionality of the product. Because he's one of the few people in leading from the front and promoting that mindset, which is just good business, really good products and really great services. And secondly, because he does business for the right reason, providing value, whether that's in the form of education or just providing products that actually give more value to the market, to the people. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I made this because it was on my mind, and it was what's happened over the last few months. It's more of a documentation of what I've learned on this journey. And I think just understanding this on a deeper level has been a game changer for me. And I've seen the results already, but it takes a lot to actually learn this on a deeper level. So if this has helped, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.